Good morning, boys and girls. How are you? Today we're going to talk about this poster right here. This poster has a lot of pictures that talks about science. Do you remember the storybook that I read? What is science? Go back to my video so you could hear it again. And do you remember some of the things the book talked about? The book talked about, let's see here. The book talked about how we have volcanoes, tornadoes, earthquakes. All that is part of science. Everything in this book that I read for you is all about science. We also read Miss Yu's book, Up, 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 and Away. We talked about how she's able to fly up in the air and how she went to outer space and how she saw Earth, the planet Earth. Remember? All of the things that we see in this book also has to do with science. How can things fly? Who else can fly? Who else can fly in the air, boys and girls? That's right, birds. Birds can fly. They use their wings and they fly with their wings. What else flies up in the air? Airplanes. Airplanes fly really high in the air. So science is, how do we know how airplanes can fly? How do we know how birds can fly? All that is part of science. And this week we were talking about, of course, we were talking about Miss Yu. And remember, her sound is up, 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 umbrella. And she has another sound, unicorn. All right. Now, boys and girls, I gave you a little homework to do that your parents should have helped you with on how to draw a unicorn. So if you have not done that, go to your computer and have your parents help you to find the video that helps you how to draw a unicorn. U for unicorn. Now let's talk about this poster. The name of this poster is Science is Everywhere. The focus question for this week was, what is science? Question mark. Now, everything you see here has to do with science. So this is, boys and girls, a science museum. Over here we see grandma and grandson walking into the museum and other children, and the first thing they do is to give the children balloons. What goes in the balloons? What makes the balloons fly? There's a special air that comes out of this tank, and this is all part of science. That special air makes the balloons fly. Then we come over here. Here you see boys and girls painting with a lot of different colors of paint. And they're experimenting to see what happens when you mix two colors together. What happens when you mix yellow and green together? Do you get another color? Yes, you do. What happens when you mix red and blue? Do you get another color? Yes, you do. So these boys are experimenting. What else do we see in the museum? We see something that looks like an airplane. And the children are going up the stairs, and inside this airplane, they are doing experiments. What else do we see? We see a little girl, and she's looking at her shadow. What makes the shadow? That's all part of science. And then we come over here, we see children in an area that looks like the jungle area. We see jungle, wild animals. We see the cougar or the leopard. We see a macaw. We see a snake. And we see all of these different barrels, and there's something in each barrel. This one looks like it has a special plant in it. So the little boy is looking at the plant inside the barrel. Then we come over here. We see these children playing with water, and they're experimenting. What happens with the water when I pour it? What happens with the water when I put my hands in it? This is an experiment with water. Then we come down here and we have more experiments, like a scientist. These special bottles have special names. These bottles right here are called beakers. These right here are called flask. And these little tubes, the little skinny tubes, are called vials. So the scientists pour a special liquid inside these bottles, and they create experiments. They also wear goggles to protect their eyes. Very important. When you're working with different liquid, you have to put your goggles on to protect your eyes. So, boys and girls, this again is called a Museum of Science. And for the next few weeks, we will continue to talk about science. Okay? Now, alrighty. Now, boys and girls, I want you to tell your mommies and daddies to go to the computer to click on the tab that says Dig Pre-K at Home. There, your mommies and daddies will see pages that I put on there that have to be printed. And when they're printed, they're going to look like this. This is one of the pages, or two of the pages, of Miss Yu's book. And I'll show you in a minute. When your mommies or daddies print out the pages, mommy, not you, or if mommy and daddy let you with a special scissors, you take it and you cut it in half. Just like this. You cut these two pages in half, and now here you have page 2 and page 7 of your book. This is the book that you will be able to print out, cut, and put together. And when you put it together, it becomes Miss Yu's book called Up and Down. Okay? Up and down. All right, up and down. I have mud on my pants, says Miss Yu. My pants go up. Where are the pants going? They're going up here on the string so they can get dry because Miss Yu was washing them. Uh-oh, I have mud on my shoes, says Miss Yu. Actually, I made a mistake, boys and girls. This says, I have mud on my socks. So she's washing her socks. My socks go up. Where do they go? They go on the string so they can get dried. My pants go down. Uh-oh, the pants went down. What do you think made the pants go down? It was windy outside. The wind in the air was really, really fast and strong. And it caused the pants to fall from the string where Miss Yu had them hanging. Okay, that's all part of science. The wind in the air sometimes is nice and calm, sometimes it's very, very windy and strong. Then what happened? Uh-oh. Her socks came down too. It was so windy that all the clothes that she was hanging fell on the ground because of the strong winds. Oh no, now what? Now what's happening here? Miss U says, I have mud on my pants. I have mud on my socks. So what do you think she's going to do next? Her clothes got dirty. So what do you think she should do, boys and girls? That's right, she's going to wash them again and make sure that they're nice and clean. So when your mommy and daddy print out these pages, they will put this book together for you and you will be able to have your books at home. So boys and girls, I hope you're having a fun time looking at all the videos and learning about different letters. And this week, we were learning about Miss U, who loves to use her umbrella, especially when it's raining. All right, boys and girls, take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.